Today, what's left of our talk, we'll talk about quantifying the media, and that is trying to find windows that we can look at it, put labels on it, I guess, in an academic way, so that we can make comparisons and see what type of media, which approaches they are, and I guess put them into the little boxes that we humans so like to put things, so we can understand them. In 1956, a book based on the research of Frederick S. Siebert, written by himself and co-researchers Theodore Peterson and Wilbur Schramm, was published, and it talked about the 4 theories of the press. Siebert's four theories of the press, or models, were at that time authoritarian, libertarian, the Soviet or the communist model, and social responsibility. He developed those 4 models, I guess, and they certainly still have some meaning today. But we've got to remember, back in the 50s when they developed this, of course, and he was an American, we were in the middle of McCarthyism and the witch hunt against communists, and I guess that's maybe influenced one way or the other a little from those times. So as time goes on, another person brought some theories to bear much closer to home, and that was Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. He was the 4th Prime Minister of Malaysia, a northern neighbour of Australia. He was the Prime Minister from 1981 to 2003, and he was credited very much with the modernisation of Malaysia and the promotion of Asian values in their own right. Mahathir was critical of the approach of the media towards Asian countries, and as an intellect he further developed Siebert's media models to suit the contemporary world, and in particular the world of Southeast Asia and Australasia. Mahathir's media models were simplified a little bit, and they're a good one for us to look at. 1, libertarian; 2, developmental; and 3, authoritarian. The 3 models that Mahathir looked at. And they'll be the models that we use over the next 12 weeks to look at the media, as I said before, in Australia and in our near neighbours. So what do we mean by libertarian, developmental and authoritarian? Well, libertarian, it's the model that we're used to in Australia. Now, listen to this. This is a pretty nice little clause. This theory proposes that truth can only be grasped by the free competition of opinion in the open marketplace of ideas. That's pretty nice. This theory proposes that the truth can only be grasped by the free competition of opinion in the open marketplace of ideas. That's the libertarian model. And the functions of the mass media in developed countries are to inform, to entertain, and I guess to inquire into leadership, political, judicial, corporate. This is the 4th estate model, seen by many as essential to a true democracy, and in Australia often referred to as keeping the bees honest. Very important. I guess it's seen as the 4th estate as one of the 4th pillar of democracy. So very, very, very important. The role it plays in the 4th estate role today we'll be talking about in this course a little more. Okay, let's have a look. That's libertarian. Let's have a look at developmental journalism. In this one, the media competes in the economic marketplace and curries the favour of leaders and government within the bounds of decency and responsibility. Quite different from the libertarian. I'll say that again. The media competes in the economic marketplace and curries the favour of leaders and government within the bounds of decency and responsibility. In other words, the media shows respect and basically faithfully reports on what the government or the leaders of the country or the state are actually doing. The public good in the developmental journalism model, the public good is considered paramount. The public good is paramount and more important than the truth or deadline pressure. See how that's quite different to ours or the developed libertarian model, where truth is, or supposed to be, extremely important and deadline pressure is always there. This is not the case within development journalism. Our bounds of decency and responsibility are very important. And the 3rd model, the authoritarian model, and this relates to Siebert's communist or Soviet model. Here, the journalist acts not only as a voice, but as an arm of the state. Not only as a voice of the state, but also an arm of the state. So the journalist takes an active role in supporting the state. And there is only one truth, and that is the truth as defined by the state or party. That's the authoritarian model. So that we have the libertarian, developmental, and authoritarian models, the three models. So throughout this course we'll use Dr. Mahathir's models as a window to view the various media in Australia and our region and to make valid comparisons. We'll also investigate how developed countries with a libertarian model can regress to the authoritarian model in times of stress, like the Second World War, like after 9/11, times like that. So we can see the boundaries between the models can be quite flexible, and that we can see, and there are good examples that we'll talk about through this course, that even in these, in a libertarian model that we have, and of free media, free expression, there can be quite a crossing of those boundaries, and our media, certainly some of our media, can become quite authoritarian in that particular case. And then of course there's the major essay. So decide on a subject early in the course of things and follow and research the evolution or otherwise of your subject matter. And I guess, as all lecturers say, don't leave it to the last moment. It's up to you, and it'll be a lot easier if you get into it early. Talk to me, put ideas to me, get it approved, and then start working on it, the suitable research subject. So that's it for week one. Welcome again to this course, and I look forward to being with you each week over the next 12 weeks. Thank you.